Hello fellow YouTubers and gamers, welcome back to another video with M60 Adam. I have a little World of Tanks commentary for you here today, and I'm gonna try to put up videos twice a week, and I'll do one World of Tanks video, and then the next one will be of another game that I wish to feature. Could be anything, anywhere from Hawken to other first-person shooters, to strategy games, or something I just buy on Steam, or whatever. Alright, so here we are on Sand River, and I'm with my buddy Play for Lol, and we are in our Centurions, as you can see, and this is a pretty bad matchup, actually, for us, because there is a lot of tier 9 tanks. The E50, the Centurion, the IS-8, and the E75 on the enemy team, they can all give us problems. Well, the IS-8 not so much, but at least their top players are not in their top tanks. So that gives us a little bit of advantage. So I get up here on the hill, and so does my buddy Play for Lol, and we want to get some shots down on these guys, and I should have shot the T-28. That was a misplay. I should have shot the T-28, but I didn't. But he got taken out anyways, and looks like I hit the mantlet of that Tiger. So most of their heavy tanks, pretty typical on Sand River, have gone to the middle. And this WZ over here, the reason why I'm exposing myself was because he was taking shots from that E50, but he moved back just as the E50 fired, and I got hit. So that's that. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna try it. Hit the T-32's cupola from 400 meters away. You can do it with this gun. You definitely can do it with this gun. It's an 83 millimeter, a 20-pounder. It does 230 average damage and 226 average penetration. So, and it has 3.2 accuracy, or 0.32 accuracy. Sorry, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not getting any effective fire, so I decide to go down. My buddy's on the other side of the hill, as you can see there, and he's getting some fire in on that T-29. So I decide, no, I'm just going to leave it and see what I can do over here with this E75 and this E50 that are camping back at spawn. If they had pushed up that E75 and the E50, we probably would not have had such luck, but this E75, I'm not sure what he's using to aim with, whether he's using a mouse or what, but he's all over the place. They seem to be oblivious to the fact that I'm here. I'm shooting this E50 right in the side, as you can see, and I had a perfect shot of that E75's lower glacis, and he was angled upwards. With this gun, you do have problems. When you're on a level with an E75, you can have problems penetrating his lower glacis. Or if he's angled ever so slightly, you gotta hit it pretty much flat on. So where he was angled upwards, now watch, I'm gonna do the same thing. That E50, you see he was angled ever so slightly. It does the same thing. So I'm trying to track this E75, and I successfully do so. Get the tracking damage. This E50 is not even looking at me. I track him, and I'm just showing him my turret, so I feel pretty confident, and he pens my turret! Tier 9 mediums have massive amounts of penetration because they have tier 10 guns. That spot where I just showed you on the Centurion's turret is only 60 millimeters, I think, It's not very thick, but it's sloped at a ridiculous angle. I've bounced E100 shots from there. So, it's one of those spots where, you know, if they overmatch it, or I guess his gun can overmatch it. I'm not sure. Maybe he just has the penetration to do it. Not exactly sure. But as you can see, we're being capped. There's a Centurion, Yag Panther 2, and something else. A Chaffee. It's the the T-54. So I'm actually liking this because I know I can use my turret and my gun depression over this ridgeline. So I refocus on the T-54 because for some reason I thought he was in the cap first, and I think he was. So he would have most of the cap points. So I fire at the Centurion and I missed. So we need to reset the Centurion. And I'm looking at the T-54 because I don't think I can penetrate the Centurion, and I can't. I'm hitting something. So my buddy gets an effective shot off on him, and I get hit in the side by the IS-8, I do believe. Hits me in the side. So here we continue to just try to reset the cap, and I'm taking bounces. Our E75 is in a terrible position, and my buddy's getting hit by heat ammo, which obviously must be the IS-8 firing heat, because I don't think a Yag Panther gets heat ammo. So the E75 dies, and it's just us left alone up here. There's an E75 and an IS-8 working around the west, so I'm in a pretty effective spot here. But that Yag Panther, a shout out to him for, you know, he doesn't, stat-wise, he doesn't look like the greatest player, but he was putting some effective fire in on me, getting shots in around the wrecks of these tanks. And I got a shot off on the Chaffee, and I'm not sure when he got into the cap. The IS-8 goes full YOLO and dies for it. WZ-132 is going YOLO as well, and I'm going to take a shot at this Yag Panther, and I think I tracked him there, which is what I wanted to do. And so I get back, and I was sure that IS-8 was not looking at me, and I don't think he was when I first poked around, but then he changed his turret angle and fired, but thankfully he bounced. He was firing heat ammo. I should have, if I had been reloaded, I would have taken that shot and tried to clutch it. And I missed there. I got another shot off on him. So there's an IS-8, the Centurion in the cap, and the Yag Panther left. And I've lost sight of the Yag Panther. So I blind fire the Centurion, and I'm very wary of his gun. Very wary, yeah. Of his gun, because he's got the 105. And he probably knows where to shoot me. And he can probably go through my gun mantlet. There is one spot on my gun mantlet that you can go through on the right-hand side, I do believe. There's a small machine gun port, and it's the opposite side from that. And you can see my buddy has gone around and got the shot off on the Centurion, and I'm guessing that the Yag Panther at this point is capping. Our T-28 is pretty much no use to us alive, but as you'll see at the end of this, he does do some good work and redeems himself. So I know I've got lots of time, even if the IS-8 gets on the cap as well, which is kind of what I wanted, because I know I can maximize this position. And there, I spotted him. So he doesn't know I'm there, so I get the side shot on him. He was carelessly exposing himself. So I wait, because I'm pretty sure, I haven't got Sixth Sense on this yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm spotted at this point. So it's just myself, Play for Lol, and this T-28 prototype, who's still sitting back on the ridge line at G9. I don't know what he was doing the whole game. But the KV-13 does have a good point. He says in chat that the good thing about IS-8s are they're easy to pen and die. So IS-8s are pretty easy to pen, especially with this gun. So you can see where my buddy's going. He's down on the K line, and he's got himself caught out of position, and I'm yelling at him over TeamSpeak or Skype, whatever we were using. I was like, don't die, but he got caught out of position. I'm not exactly sure why he went up there. He wasn't communicating to me very well, but oh well. I managed. Now at this point, I'm at 114 hit points. I've done 3,200 damage, according to XVM. And so at this point I'm thinking, this IS-8, all he has to do is basically fire a high explosive round, and he's probably can kill me. So I'm thinking, I don't really want to meet him head on. I want to be able to use my turret. So I'm just kind of looking around. I'm stopping, and I don't want to go YOLOing around these corners and then run smack dab into the front of an IS-8. Would not be good. So I'm just kind of poking these corners. Make sure I don't get myself into trouble. So, oh, there, he spotted. The T-28 spotted him. So, down on the K line. So at this point I'm thinking, yeah, I've got him where I want him. I can use these ridge lines, won't have a problem. I just got to get him inside my render distance. So I poke up on the ridge line, there's the T-28, there's the IS-8, and I stop here, because I know he hasn't seen me. So I stop here, and I got side shots on an IS-8, you just can't pass that up. So I get another shot off on the IS-8. And did you hear that shell? He just fired at me. And so I'm not exactly sure. Now that shot there, I thought that I was looking at the front of that IS-8, but I was not. So the T-28 tracks him, which was very good. He was firing HE, but oh well. The T-28 tracks him, and I get the kill on him. So, anyways, just to that bounce that I had, I thought I was looking at the front of an IS-8 at that moment. For some reason, I thought that was the front. But it was actually the rear. He was showing me the rear of his tank. So that's why I aimed to the side to try to track him, and all it did was bounce off his side armor or what have you, where I could have just shot him right in the rear. But it worked out. I came out with 3,700 damage, and yeah, so a great game in the Centurion with my buddy Play for Lol. We got 3 kills each, but he died, so no brothers in arms. But anyways, that completes this video, so I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.